Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to see everyone here today. This is our public demo day for our very first Launch Cloud Kitchens Incubator class. Welcome to our guest investor judges, who I'll introduce in a second, and our syndicate members who are coming in with us as attendees, and we have a live stream audience as well, so welcome to you. The Cloud Kitchens Incubator, Launch Cloud Kitchens Incubator is a 14-week program that we started with our friends at Cloud Kitchens to help entrepreneurs start, build, and scale a food business. And this is our first cohort. And so awesome that you're here to join us today so that we can present them to the world. We have 5 amazing founders, and they're going to show off what they're building. It's been really an honor working with them for the past few months, and really can't wait to see what's to come. For more information about the program, if you're interested, the website is ck.launch.co. My team members will drop that in there. So please check it out if you know anyone who would like to join us for the next cohort. Applications are open, and please spread the word. All right, so I'm going to run down the format for today for those of you who've never joined us before. The format, the founders will pitch for exactly 4 minutes. We will time them. And then I'll take some questions from our guest investor judges today. And the founders will write down the questions, and then they have 2 minutes to answer them all at once. So we'll go at sort of a nice steady pace. At the end, I'm going to ask our guest investor judges to give us their top 3 of the 5. And we'll also ask our syndicate members joining us to take a poll of who their favorite is. So, but to kick us off, I would love to introduce our guest investor judges and have them introduce themselves, actually. So when I call on you, can you just say a little bit about who you are and how you sort of work in this industry? And excited to have you here today. So Almo, we'll start with you. Welcome.
Thank you. Well, nice to meet you, everyone, and thanks for having me here. I'm Amal. I lead the corporate venture capital arm for Compass Group. For those of you who don't know Compass Group, we're one of the largest food service companies in the world. And we primarily invest and work with early stage startups in food, retail, and technology. We've worked across robotics, computer vision, and invest primarily in seed and Series A. Check sizes ranging from $500,000 all the way up to $2 million.
Awesome. Thanks
Thanks
so
for
much for
having
joining
me.
us. Thank you. Jay, welcome.
Jay Levy from Zelco Ventures, our early stage fund, primarily focused on B2B software, but we've done a bit of investing over the years in the food and wellness space, companies like Hungry Root, Complement, Blue Zone Kitchens, and Food Spotting way back in. And we tend to be pre-seed and seed, typically writing checks of 200 to 500,000 initially.
Thanks, Jay. Jeff, hi. Welcome.
Hey there. I'm the founder of a company called Salted. We build, own, sometimes acquire digital-only restaurant brands. We work with Cloud Kitchens for a number of years. We're live in 10 states with them. Big proponent of the space and what you guys are doing, and pleasure to be here today.
Thanks for joining us. And Wayma.
Hi, everyone, I'm Wayma, angel investor, ex-Robinhood, sector agnostic, check size up to 25K.
Awesome. Welcome, everyone. And I also want to introduce my colleague, Adam Smith from Cloud Kitchens. Adam, do you just want to say a couple words about what you're up to? Oh, we can't hear you. You're a little, I think your internet is wobbly, Adam. That's okay. I think we'll come back to you. It is Adam. It's not me, right?
Yeah, I'm getting
Okay.
the same. Oh, yeah. Unplug your microphone, plug it back in, or leave the call and then rejoin.
He
That
sounded totally
sometimes
fine
helps.
earlier.
It was, no, it's okay. It happens. Sometimes that sounds to me like a USB problem, putting on my IT hat.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
unplugging and plugging the microphone in might work.
All right. Well, also we can come back to you, Adam. All right, and then we have Jason Calacanis, of course. Hey, Jason.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this crazy experiment. Salted is awesome. And part of the inspiration for what we're doing is that great entrepreneurs have figured out how to scale these businesses. Gwyneth Paltrow is doing a goop kitchen that's doing amazingly well. I ordered it when I was in Manhattan Beach. And I think there's a real opportunity for investment here. It's different than software businesses, and we're learning together how they're different. And as part of this program, we made a modest investment in each company to get them kickstarted. And we're thinking about with our LIC Launch Incubator or Cloud Kitchens fund, maybe putting a little more money into, 1 or 2 of the top graduates of the program. We're going to do another class. And so this was our first trial class, but 5 companies, and we figured out a lot and the team learned a lot. So we're really excited.
Yeah, awesome. Adam, are you back with us? No, you're not. Okay, I'll let you work on that. We'll come back to you, Adam. All right, well, let's bring up our first founder. We have Nicholas from Hubie.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, can you go ahead and share your screen?
Yes, of course. I think someone is sharing.
Oh, Andre, you have to stop sharing your screen.
Yeah.
Let me do that right now. Sorry, everybody. All right, want to try now, Nicholas?
Yes. Yes, there you go.
Okay, let's go full screen on that. All right, Nicholas,
So
I'm gonna
let
count
me know.
you in 3, 2, go.
Okay, so we are pioneers in Colombia of cloud kitchens. My name is Nicolas Galeano. I'm CEO and co-founder of Hubie. We have 9 years of experience running cloud kitchens, developing virtual brands, and creating processes for being more efficient. We also do catering, and currently we are developing our own technology for receiving orders. Today, we have 90 employees, including a development and innovation team in Colombia, which constantly create new products and services. We start our journey in 2016. For last year, we did more than 350,000 orders with a gross margin of 18% and a CAC of $1. For this year, we're gonna close with more than $3 million. But what's the reason? Because we are here, and it's the food. We really do food that people love. We have 6 virtual brands. We have a whole multi-brand strategy in our kitchens. So we have Sanamente, which is our healthy food. We have Lasagna Home, our Italian food. We have Cevicheria, seafood. We have tenders and wings. We have burgers and casual food. This is one of our. This is one example of our menus. This is Sanamente, where we have a breakfast, we have salads, we have bowls, we have sandwiches, we have wraps and soups. So, what's the key of our business? It's efficiency. So, with 90 items, this is one of our facilities in Colombia. This is Bogota. With 90 items, we can do more than 120 recipes. We have a golden rule in delivery. That's a maximum cooking time of 4 minutes. In this kitchen, for last year, we did more than 60,000 orders with average reviews of 4.7. This means that last year, for each dollar that we paid in labor, we generate $14. And for each dollar that we paid in rent, we generate $58. So we divide our expedition in the US in 3 phases. The first phase is happening. We're gonna launch our first kitchen in Miami in 2 weeks. So we're gonna cover in this kitchen Brickell, Wynwood, and downtown Miami. In the second phase, we're gonna include technology and new business units. And in the third phase, we're gonna expand to new locations, our business. Second phase, very important. So the difference between chefs and robots. One chef can prepare in average 30 orders an hour, while robots can prepare more than 100 orders an hour. This can save us more than 60% in labor cost. This will reduce human errors, and this will facilitate our expansion to new locations. Since the beginning, we want a sustainable model. We're gonna reach our break-even point between the first and second year. We know that labor is one of the most critical financial lines. So that's why we already have our team in Colombia that will manage our administration areas like supply chain, HR, marketing, accountability, legal, and customer experience in order to invest as much as possible in marketing and product development. This is my partner, Eugenio Leal, who's expert in digital transformation and business intelligence. Thank you very much.
All right, well done, Nicholas. Thank you. Okay, we'll take a few questions from our judges. Syndicate members, if you have any questions, please go ahead and drop them in the Q&A box. You'll see at the down at your screen. Please do tag the name of the founder or the name of the company so they know that question is for them. Okay, so I'll start with you, Emma. Question for Nicholas.
Yeah, I guess like I understand the model's been very effective in Colombia, but like how are you thinking about replicating the same level of efficiency in North America? Because the cost model, the economics are completely different, I imagine.
Okay, why don't you
Okay,
write
so
that up? Nope, Nicholas, you write that down and then we'll take another question.
okay,
You take
sorry.
that's okay. Hold on one second. And how about you, Jay?
So kind of similar. You talk about the robots being able to do 100 orders per hour. How relevant is that? Like, what do peak times look like, order count wise, and is it worth the investment versus kind of the human costs?
Okay, great. Why don't you take those two questions, and I'll time you. You have 2 minutes for that, Nicholas.
Okay, thank you, Jackie. So the first question, yes, what we're gonna do is we have like now we are with our team working in adapting our products to the US market. We have go to the US to know different types of food, similar brands as the ones that we are doing in Colombia. So we are developing like or adapting our products for this new market. And the second question, the robots, yes, of course. So it's 60% in saves in labor costs. This means that in 36 months, in average, we can have the investment to recuperate the investment.
All right, great. There's a little time left, so we have a question for our syndicate member. Which brand are you taking to Miami?
We're gonna start with Healthy Line, that is Sanamente, and Chef Gourmet, which is casual food from Latin America. And we're gonna start also with Lasagna Home, that have pizza, pasta, and lasagna.
All right, fantastic.
Hey,
Thanks,
Jackie, one
Nicholas.
quick question for Nicholas. Is that the
Sure.
Cloud Kitchens stack of automation? I didn't hear. Whose automation technology is that you're thinking about using?
What do you mean with the robots?
Yeah, whose robot is it? Where do you buy them?
We are looking for it. We know Infinity, and we know yes, we're like researching about it, but it's Infinity, maybe one of them.
Got it. Okay. I know Cloud Kitchens has also a robotics,
Yes,
group, and I think Penn.
Hungry Group, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a really interesting, we have the Cafe X investment that does coffee perfectly. And I think bowls are the next piece, and Sweetgreens is doing some bowls technology. So I do think that's the future, and it's really interesting.
Absolutely. Thank you,
All right,
Jason.
awesome. And you have another question in the Q&A box. You can go ahead and just type that answer while we move on to our next founders. Thanks for your questions, everyone. Okay, next up, we have Jay from Masala Pizza. Jay.
Yep.
Oh,
Can you guys hear me okay? There it
yeah, we
is.
can.
Okay.
Can you go
All
and
right.
share?
I'm going to share my screen. Let me know
All
when
right,
you're ready.
and count you in. 3, 2, go.
Okay. Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining the call today. My name's Jay. I'm the founder of Masala Pizza. We're an Indian-focused pizza brand. A little bit about our team. My name's Jay. I'm the founder and CEO. Brajesh Patel, he's the head of its expansion. Barry Brooks and Bill Hallman, we just hired from Potbellies and Roti. They've helped scale those concepts. And a little bit about our story, about us, about myself. I used to work for McDonald's corporate, graduated college, quit my job, and went to go work at McDonald's corporate. Left my job in 2019 to go pursue and make my very own Indian McDonald's, which was called Moti. And probably the worst year to open up a business, but 2020, COVID happened. We lost, as our business was scaling up, we lost our entire corporate crowd and noticed a trend in pizza sales. So we focused on delivery, which then we launched a virtual brand called Masala Pizza. Masala Pizza really scaled up in 2022 and 2021. We did a lot of partnerships with like independent pizzerias through a dark kitchen model. In 2023, we really focused our time and energy on just our supply chain. So we really got that in order, and now we're able to manufacture our products and get those across anywhere in the nation. And 2024, we look to expand that. There you go. Sorry, one slide ahead. We look to expand that. Our revenue from when we started 2019, we're just around under $500,000. Even though 2020 COVID happened, our sales still increased, focusing on delivery. 2021 and 2022 both were remodeled and scaled through dark kitchens, and then 2023 we probably had our best year, passing 3.3 million in sales. 2024 we are projected to do 3.5 million this year, and overall, our next year's goals are going to be upwards of more than $5 million. A little bit about our unit economics. We sell things like butter chicken pizza, firecracker momos, tandoori masala wings, all very low, like high profit margin items, where we're able to run BOGO deals on the third-party apps, really productive, like really with profit. And we use that money to really focus on our packaging. We're really heavy on TikTok, Instagram, and we love having good packaging. I think it's really great for the brand, and we really bring like a modern feel to Indian food. Um, Focusing on our roadmap for 2025, how are we going to hit these numbers? We really have 4 areas of revenue where you can see we have our product sales, our cloud kitchen growth, our frozen pizza that we just launched, where we hope to get it into retail. We're really excited about that. And then we have our Masala Pizza franchising group, where we are just got our FDD done, where we can now franchise in 48 states. A little bit about us. I mean, people love the food. They love the taste. We're really just putting Indian food. When you typically walk into an Indian restaurant, you walk into a menu where you don't recognize half the things. We really just put Indian flavors on modern day items like pizzas, burritos, tacos, and really expand and build a customer base off that. And why expand? I mean, we're located right in the middle of Chicago. We have locations where people come from out of state, out of country, and they're always emailing us, asking us, do we have any products? Can we get to their neighborhood? And we're really just trying to hear our customers out and bring Indian inspired pizzas everywhere. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Jay. All right. Let's take a couple of questions from our guest judges. Jeff, you're next. How about you? Question for Jay?
Yeah, is there a world where franchising might become the primary driver of the business? We've seen a lot of people in this ecosystem get a little bit ahead of their skis with franchising too soon, but pizza is the perfect category to lean into it. How are you thinking about that as a driver of growth?
Okay, hang on to that. Just hang on to that
Yep.
question, and we'll take another one. Wayma?
What's your menu expansion strategy?
Awesome. Let's take those 2 questions, Jay.
Okay. So regarding the first question, in terms of franchising, I think that being our model, we made it so easy. We have our operations guys. We have pizza's very easy. Everyone knows what pizza is, so training on that becomes a lot easier, and not like the ordinary Indian food, where we have started franchising already, and we've seen very successful stores out of it. And to your point, I think franchising is a great way for us to scale. But yeah.
All right.
And then, good. Second
second.
question. Repeat it one more time. Sorry.
Well, what's your menu expansion strategy?
Expansion strategy. We're actually cutting down our menu, to be honest. Like, we're really focusing now on the core items that do sell, and we've noticed that 75% of our sales do come from pizzas. Where we really want to dial into that pizza category and own that niche instead of being the jack of all trades. So we really don't. We want to focus in and be the owner of Indian pizza.
All right. Thanks so much. Next founder, we have Nick from Honeyflower. Nick?
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
Let's see, give me a second. Check this. You guys see it okay?
Sure can. 3, 2, go.
Excellent. Cool. Hi, my name is Nick. I'm the founder of Honeyflower Foods. We believe the future of food is healthy, sustainable, and pesticide-free, delivered directly to you or readily available at your local healthcare center. We use tech-enabled small kitchen hubs to do this and be the missing link between your health and fast food. So we have a massive problem in this country. Over 40% of Americans are overweight, 38 million have diabetes, 10 million are on a semaglutide, so think Wegovy or Ozempic. That's projected to move to 90 million in the near future. In addition to being prescribed medication, these folks are prescribed a healthy diet, low glycemic, high protein dishes. And we see the total market for this in the US, non-prescription based, for like these support services is 21 billion here in the US. And more than just projections, we've seen this in the growth of healthy QSRs, in particular in the convenience sector. We believe the future overlays organic and then healthcare on top of that. And we want to leverage our healthcare relationships to lead that space. Also of note here, all these brands have successfully scaled sub 1,000 square foot kitchens to generate $5 million in gross or more per year. highlighting the effectiveness of these efficient spaces. A little bit to the sales strategy. So I went through this recently, went to my doctor, got high cholesterol in my blood work. They said I could go on medication or I could change my diet. I then went and looked at, online resources and social media, as well as kind of back and forth with my healthcare practitioner. And that's really where we see the unlock, is being a recommended resource there, as well as working with content providers to educate folks. We can then leverage the third-party data and then have our operations on site or nearby to easily execute, delivery and get folks what they need. And we saw this successfully pre-COVID. We had a business doing a couple $1 million a year in this exact sector, in 3 key markets, New York, DC, and LA. Again, really leveraging this multi-channel approach between the healthcare and the retail sides. And we're very much excited about this opportunity still, and think there's a big opportunity here. This is what some of the spaces will look like, and this is what some of our healthcare partnerships were previously, and some that are coming up. So again, built for high foot traffic, and we can execute our delivery from these as well. Why we win. So ready turnkey operations in 3 key markets. We don't have to do all 3 of them at once. High margin in demand food. We've got our efficient tech enabled kitchen hubs through our partnership with Cloud Kitchens. And then we've got our multi-channel approach, our retail, D2C, and healthcare distribution channels that I think really set us apart. A little bit to the menu. So it has to be Ozempic friendly, low glycemic, high protein dishes, highly nutrient dense, exciting dishes that overall are going to get folks excited about it. They have to like what they're eating, and they have to, they want to come back. And we saw this. So, to the fundamentals, they have to be strong. Everybody knows this is a tough business. We had sub 20% food costs, and that's still a target, $32 in AOV, 80% customer retention. And that's really just a result of having a best in class product. And we continue, our goal will be to continue on these metrics. To the unit performance themselves, our goal is, 500,000 or so that we put into each geography to generate multi-units in each of those regions, each one of those generating 1 to 5 million per year. As we kind of track this, our target would be a 24-month payback period, which we think is pretty appropriate. To the team, so myself, 2-time Food Start founder, raised a couple $1 million in the past for projects, and very excited about this opportunity. And like I said, I think there's a strong future here. Chelsea's coming to us from Dig in New York, and we'll run supply chain and menu. McKinsey has led up high volume production as well as fine dining, and will lead production. Louis Maskin has built and sold virtual concepts in the past successfully, and so it's going to help us on growth. And Alina is our registered dietitian. She's been with us since day one and is really going to help us on both, menu creation and the dietitian side, as well as working with our healthcare partners. And that's it.
All right. Thanks, Nick. Thank you, Nick. All right.
Yeah.
Back around the horn to Amo. Question for Nick.
Is there some level of personalization when it comes to healthy foods, or are you looking at standard sets of like what's healthy in a broader sense? And how are you sort of using that to drive scalability in terms of your operations and growth?
All right, let's grab another one. How about you, Jay?
I was looking at your website. Looks like you're out in a lot of locations. Can you talk a bit about that, along with the successes you've had in those locations?
Awesome. And a reminder to our syndicate members, if you just joined us, please go ahead and drop any questions you have in the Q&A box. And please remember to tag the founder or company that the question's for. All right, Nick, you have 2 minutes for that.
Cool. So to the first one on personalization, absolutely. That's like a key component of this, right? And so we'll have to add those layers on. I very much see the future here as like biometrics and blood work feedback that is integrated quickly. And we're already seeing that sector kind of take off, right? And so that as whether it's through your healthcare facility or a third party, being able to track those metrics a lot better, being able to kind of figure out, okay, if I have a diet that's set for this month, what kind of feedback can you get, and really, speeding that cycle up. I think from our side, that means that, the personalization and the custom menu side is going to have a probably slightly different price point, but we can still, take derivatives of that for our kind of everyday meals. And so that we very much see the two of those working hand in hand, and it'll kind of just depend on, to your point, the pricing structure and what we can scale. There are certain components and ingredients, and this is where, Alina and the team come in to think, okay, we can leverage these across, as long as they don't peak glycemic index, or, they're not, super white carbs, say, for example. There's a lot of things we can use that we'll double dip on. So that's that first question. Happy to dive in there more. To the locations and successes, 100%. We saw this, really take off 2019 coming into COVID 2020. We had 500 plus locations we were servicing across the Northeast. We had kind of all the major food, Compass, Aramark, Sodexo, all very excited about what we were doing. And that's really a leverage point in that, like, if we can see success with the customer base and we can get approvals to work with those companies and particularly on the food service side, that gives us a lot of leverage to grow. Some of the other locations, a lot of them are, non-operating right now. And I think, we've got quite a few like groceries and cafes and other places that I think, there's maybe an opportunity down the road, but I see all of that rolling into the delivery side of this business.
All right. Thanks for the questions. Thanks, Nick. All right. Our next founder is Abhishek from Curiosity.
All right, guys, let me know when you can see the screen.
Can see it. 3, 2, go.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us for the launch of Curiosity. It's delicious Indian food delivered. I was actually sick all weekend. You can probably hear it in my voice. And all I wanted was a good bowl of chicken curry. And luckily, I own an Indian restaurant, was able to order that. We are one of the DC's top Indian caterers. Also, as mentioned, own a fast casual location that is projected to do 85,000 orders just this year, 65% of which will be in takeout and delivery. Now, why Indian? Why now? Of course, we all know, of course, there's Nick Jonas, Priyanka, Mark Zuckerberg was in India, Bill Gates having chai. And then we have catered 2 of last vice president Diwali parties just in the last 2 years. And the US has a cricket team. So we do think there's a huge sense of popularity of Indian culture. And you all are probably familiar with the S curve, and we think that's where we are with Indian food currently. And we think the Cloud Kitchens platform is the best platform to scale this business on. Imagine Cloud Kitchens is for restaurants what AWS was for software startups. Now, the goal is you want to be able to take different kinds of Indian foods tested in different markets, hence creating different brands. You want to start with basics like butter chicken, of course, but then imagine having chicken tikka masala for the average demographic and chicken tikka tacos for the younger demographic. So we'll be able to build different brands and scale on the Cloud Kitchen platform. One of the things we understand, of course, with ghost kitchens, you got to have social media presence. But I think what's even more important is pop-up events. People love watching food being made. Our team, as wedding caterers, we already make live station Indian food in front of 40,000 people a year, where we execute these different kind of Indian street foods. Now, imagine if we were able to bring that expertise to your office, to your community, to your apartment, and be able to get you excited and curious about Indian food. Now, what's our secret? Why do you think we can be more successful? Well, I think with Indian food, one of the key things is butter chicken sauce made right takes about 8 hours. But the longer it takes, the better it tastes, as they say. So you want to be able to use a commissary model to centralize the operation and share the resources. And that's the key with our model, what we're proposing. Every market will have one commissary kitchen with multiple distribution outlets. Once that model is successful, you copy and paste all over the US with that. Now, the key here, we're talking about how do you get to what we're proposing, $1 million per location? Fairly simple, 80 orders at $40 each, or 160 at 20 for the single family households or single household markets. There is a lot of growth just within this model. Just with Uber Eats, we recently utilized the BOGO promotions, and we're projected to do 100% increase. So we're projected to double our total sales just on the Uber Eats platforms this year. In addition to that, there's a lot of opportunity in small drop-off caterings for homes, or your off-peak times or weekends, depending on the market, using Easy Cater for office drop-off, and food halls for your brand presence. Now, obviously, you need a great team to execute this. It's myself, CEO Abhishek Handa, Yogesh Handa, my dad, the director of operations. Then we have our executive chef and Marissa, and we all are used to doing wedding caterings, waking up at 2 a.m. to execute this, which is what we think a startup really needs. Now, as we say back home, guys, go big or go home. So who's curious?
All right. Thanks, Abhishek. All right. Couple questions. Jeff, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm curious how you view what has made your brand so distinct as it relates to catering. Catering can be an extremely high margin driver, better labor utilization when you're putting out 200, 500, 1,000 orders at a time versus incrementally. What's driving that success, and how do you think you might be able to expand on it through a cloud kitchen expansion?
All right, hold on to that. And how about you, Moima?
Sure. What insights have you gleaned from the data that you've taken in from customers and also your menu?
Yeah,
All right,
so I'll
go for it.
start with the first one with catering. So I think with catering, it really, in my opinion, comes down to a team, a solid team, right? Just because you're sure the margins are high, but then you need to perform at, like in catering, as let's say you're 0% one day and 200% another. And that's where I think having this team and this mindset that we always just got started with as a company is going to help us actually be successful scaling a business that's going to require us to wake up at odd hours, work long hours. So that's, in my opinion, that's kind of what we need as a team. Really, is what's important here. And what was your question, Moema? I'm sorry about that. One more time.
It's more about data analytics and data insights based on your
Oh,
customer
gotcha.
revenue and
Gotcha.
menu. Yep.
Yeah, so we do collect a lot of data, a lot of feedback. And one of the things we think, and that's why if you notice in one of my slides, I proposed that where we are in a family household area, we're seeing post-order revenue of $40, which is pretty high. So we're talking $60 with the fees, right? And then when we notice, looking at our competitors, we look, their price points are a little bit lower at the single household markets, right? So just utilizing that data, launching different price points and giving smaller portions, I think we can actually increase our or hit our targets. Does that answer your question, by the way?
It does. Thank you.
Great.
All right, thanks, Abhishek. All right, and for our fifth founder, we have Kian from Lavash. Kian.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Just get this going.
Looks good. I'm going to count you in, Kian. 3, 2, go.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming today. Excited to share who we are, our food, what we've been able to accomplish so far, and what we're trying to do going forward with our company and restaurant called Lavash Food Group. So we are owners and operators of the best and well-known Persian restaurant in the Bay Area. We've been running this place for over 20 years. We currently operate only one location in San Francisco, and we have grown year over year since 2018. Our vision for our brand is to build the part of the business where we see huge potential. We've collected a lot of data over the past couple of years, and building and bringing our food to you through a delivery-only multi-locational virtual kitchen expansion is our vision. And yes, just delivery, and we'll go into why. So we'll start with our story back in 2020. COVID changed the game. Delivery becomes king. During that time, our revenue was around 800,000, and we had about 10 to 20% of that being delivery. Go to 2022, the rise of DoorDash, Uber Eats, virtual kitchen concepts, and we start to see our data changing and how consumers are dining. Delivery jumps to around 15 to 25%. Current year, if you're not in the delivery game, you don't really understand the game. So our delivery this year is projected to be around 25 to 35%, just one location. We also introduced our bowls menu to expand delivery to more conscious delivery consumers, and our projected revenue is going to be around $2 million this year. So DoorDash and Uber Eats are building the infrastructure for this whole new food market. If you don't know how to take advantage of these companies, you're losing out on a big market. Some restaurants can do up to $150,000 a month on these apps, and these companies are here to stay. Food delivery will be a $550 billion market in the next 10 years, and we plan on taking some of that share. So let's take a look at some of our metrics and some of our data. Currently, just only on DoorDash and Uber Eats, in 2023, we did $365, and in our current year to date, we're already up to $255,000. Our customer retention rate is around 45%, and we pretty much covered the entirety of San Francisco, which shows you that these apps, if used properly and managed right, can work for you and have successful delivery operations. So some of our partners include DoorDash, Uber Eats, and then Forkable, which is a corporate catering delivery company. And then we also have Grubhub and these other companies as well locally here in San Francisco. And these are all third-party delivery systems that work for us for a commission rate that we all come to terms with. So seeing our data, what is our plan? How do we plan on building this delivery machine with Lavash? It's harder than it sounds, but really three main things. We're going to locate kitchen opportunities in the United States, invest in our own brand development, and build a formula so we can copy and paste in each kitchen. If we can get to 10 kitchens by 2026, we can see a conservative projected revenue of around $9 million. Here's our team, 40 years of business experience, family business, myself, my brother, and my dad. And lastly, let's understand what this is. This is not just about food, but this is a logistics business. The next big brands will be restaurants that can tap these marketplaces with many different items that pair with their food. Just think about this. A customer orders a pizza, a pair of sunglasses, a bottle of wine, and a custom stove cooking pan, all created by the restaurant, and have this all delivered to the customer within 30 minutes. DoorDash is the Amazon for restaurants. And us at Lavash, we already have a strong brand, great quality food, good people around us like the Launch Accelerator team, and the motivation to take this on. All we need now is to scale with just an investment and start building. And thank you.
All right. Well done, Kian. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Emma, let's start with you. Question for Kian.
I guess you've been operating for a few years. So what are some of the metrics you're hoping to achieve now that you start to go move away from brick and mortar or add additional revenue streams in addition to brick and mortar?
Okay, I'll let you hold on to that. And how about you, Jay?
What would you say is going to be your biggest challenge in quick expansion, and what keeps you up at night from doing that versus kind of some of the other players in the space, not necessarily Persian food, but similar types of food?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah. It's just right now some thoughts. Okay. So first question was, how do we plan to expand revenue outside of brick and mortar? Yeah, great question. So we hope, I think like a good number would be around 100K a month per virtual kitchen. And so right now we do, around like 50, 75K in our brick and mortar. Once we go to our first virtual kitchen, we want to start to expand, and we've talked about this internally and with the Launch Accelerator team that we want to start doing grocery, specialty, Persian items, lifestyle items. I was reading this article the other day, this cookie company in New York, they started selling like stove pans and soap bars and all these different things through these delivery companies, and they're killing it. And so we really want to look at lifestyle as well as food in these virtual kitchen concepts. And then the second question was, what keeps me awake at night? Yeah. So the most important thing, the thing that keeps me awake last night, every single night, is how do we build a formula that we can copy and paste and maintain that quality? When you start expanding, hiring gets really hard, training gets hard, all those things get really difficult. So I'm really focused right now on building a perfect formula where that copy and paste button is as smooth as it gets. And obviously there's going to be problems and bumps in the road, but like for me, building that formula is the most important thing where you can maintain that quality.
Right. All right. Thanks, Kian.
Yep.
Well done, founders. Those are our 5 founders, investors, and syndicate members. Now comes the hard part for you. I am going to ask you to kind of rank your top 3 of the 5 for our guest judges. And when I call on you, let's create a little suspense so you can kind of tell us your top 3 in backwards order. So my number 3 is this company. My number 2 is this company. You don't have to say why. And then when you get to number 1, just say a little few words about why you think this is the top company. And syndicate members would love for you to start thinking about that as well. We can't ask you for your top 3 in this format, but we can ask you for your top 1. So we're going to go ahead and launch a poll. Can you go ahead and launch that poll, Andre? So syndicate members, can you just tell us what your top 1 is? And our guest judges, please don't let this sway you. Don't look at it. Don't participate in it. I'm going to call on you individually for that. All right, I'll give you a couple seconds on that. We had Hubie, multi-brand dark kitchen operator, currently in Colombia, expanding to US. Masala Pizza, Indian-inspired pizza. Honeyflower Foods, sustainable and organic health food with 0 waste and 0 plastic. Curiosity, DC's top Indian caterer, currently expanding into dark kitchen. And Lavash, quality Persian food, goods delivered under 30 minutes. Also high. Kian, what's your average customer rating on your orders? You're pretty high. You're in San Francisco, so I'm familiar with you.
Yeah. So like we're like a 4 point, like you mean like reviews, like
yeah,
on Yelp we're like a 4.8, Google like a 4.6, DoorDash like a, I don't know, 4.7 or something
That's
like
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put that in the deck. Yeah, incredible. I realized I made a huge tactical error. I did this before eating lunch. Now I just want to vote everybody my number 1. This is a really bad idea. I try to lose weight here. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. I just want to say to the entrepreneurs, like you're in a new category. and it's very brave to go into it. And there's not a lot of answers, like who's going to invest in these companies? Are there exits? Do you sell these companies? How do you fund them? We're going to figure that all out together. We've given you a modest amount of funding to get started, but how these get funded, if it's going to be loans or angel investors where they get a revenue share and then get paid back if there's a sale, there's all kinds of interesting hybrids. So I'd love to, start talking to everybody about that and figuring that out, Jackie, over the next class, because we obviously have a lot of angel investors and a lot of seed funds. So thank you to those ones who showed up here today for this crazy experiment. And I think we got to collaborate on, exactly how these things get funded. I know the restaurant business relies on these revenue shares. Venture is just all about the exit. A lot of people have family restaurants. They never want to sell them. So, or they're very attached to their brands for whatever, reasons that are obvious. So yeah, trying to figure all this out with you as a community. Okay, I think I filibustered.
And speaking of collaboration, Adam, are you with us again? Let's see if we can get you in here.
I hope so. Yeah, I switched computers. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, apologies. And thanks, specifically to the launch team, Jason, Jackie, Mike, and everybody, your collaboration, to the entrepreneurs. We're running this experiment, as Jason said, and we're really excited as we bring infrastructure for the delivery markets. We do see that as the future growth of restaurants. We've got our cloud kitchens, we've got our technology, and now we have our finance platform with this collaboration with Launch. So we really appreciate it, and good luck to everyone.
All right, awesome. Okay, syndicate members are still doing their thing. Judges, I'm going to start calling on you for your top three in backwards order. So we'll start with you, Amo. What's your 3, 2? You don't have to say why, but 1 and why.
I'd say number 3, I'd say Lavash. I think there's definitely a lot of opportunity to build a lifestyle brand around it, around the Persian brand. Number 2, I'll say Hubie. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, I think, but Hubie, because I think the team has definitely done it before, and even though the market is different, but I think there's an experience and understanding of how you want to run the business. And then 1, I would say the Masala pizza, because I think the scalability of the model and operationalizing it is a lot easier in terms of growth.
All right. Thanks so much, Emo. Jay, we'll go to you next.
So number 3 was Masala pizza. Number 2 was Hubie. And number 1, sorry, was Honeyflower. I picked Honeyflower because I do think the health craze is here to stay, and also the multiple distribution points with what you already been able to build out is probably a good test market for when you start to launch your own locations.
All right, thanks, Jay. Jeff.
Yeah, I just have to acknowledge how hard it is what everyone is doing, and congratulations for, getting to this point. I will also say my top 3 is heavily influenced by what I'm craving for lunch at this very moment. So we're feeling curry for number 3. We're feeling Honeyflower for number 2. We're feeling Hubie for number 1. But ask me tomorrow. I'm craving something good.
We'll schedule this later in the day, so we don't do that. 3 different number 1s. Okay, and Wayma.
Sure. Number 3 is Curiosity. The brand is strong. I think they have the opportunity to be the Domino's of Indian food. Number 2 is Hubie, proven business model in Colombia to replicate in the USA. Number 1 is Honeyflower for the same reasons Jay highlighted. I think the healthcare partnerships are genius. Distribution, also proven revenue as well.
All right, so we're going to do a couple things here. Thanks for your ranks, judges. Andre, let's announce today's judges, their rankings first. We'll start there.
Yeah, thanks everyone for voting. So excitingly, we do have a tie. With a point is Curiosity in third. In second with 2.5 points is Masala Pizza. And Honeyflower and Hubie are tied with 5 points each at number 1.
All right. And our syndicate poll is extremely close. I don't think I've ever seen all 5 companies have a spread of 15 to 28 points. So Hubie is first at 28%, and the rest are all very close to call. Masala and Curiosity have 20%, but the others are just right behind them at 18 and 15. Amazing. And, we do this judging week to week. So how did the cohort do overall in points?
Yeah, so
or in the rank?
Yeah. In third, we have Masala Pizza. In second is Hubie. And in first is Honeyflower.
But it was very close, neck and
Mhm.
neck. Thanks to all the founders. Thanks, investors, for
Amazing.
coming today. All our guest judges, syndicate members, everyone.
Yeah, and
Anything else?
Well, I think for syndicate members, we're gonna work with you to maybe pick the strongest one of the group and maybe syndicate a deal, even if it's a modest, 250K or something, to see if we can, get one of these to really break out or make our best bet on that. So stay tuned. And we have more syndicate deals coming for you. We've raised the bar a bit on the syndicate deals. If you're a syndicate member, for obvious reasons, we're looking for really dogged folks, and we've got really a lot of backlogged, great inventory that we're going to be sharing of from the various accelerators and incubators we run. Great job, everybody. Great job, Cloud Kitchens.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.